Newcastle vs Manchester United, Premier League latest score, goals and updates. Newcastle vs Manchester United. Newcastle's Ive, Dubravka, Yedlin, Schär, Lascelles, Dummett, Ritchie, Perez, Hayden, Diam, Atsu, Rondon. Manchester United's I, De G, Valencia, Jones, Lindelof, Shaw, Herrera, Matic, Mata, Pogba, Marshall, Rashford. Alexis to benefit 1930. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says Alexis Sanchez is champing at the bit to finally show Manchester United fans what he is all about. He's had some great training sessions the last few days. He wanted to be here today, but we have to manage him, Solskjaer said. I think he's a player that would benefit from the interchanging, the rotation, the movement. Of course, the more chances you create, the more times you get the ball into the final third, he'll be an asset for us on the floor, in between or in behind. I think he's looking forward to it. It certainly looked like it on Saturday in the session because he scored quite a few nice goals, so that was encouraging. Big Test 1925, who better to preview Newcastle's prospects than Mr. Newcastle himself, Alan Shearer. It's going to be a big test and a tough game for Newcastle tonight, he told the BBC. You do get the feeling a lot of these fans turn up because they have to, it's their life. They support this club, though thick and thin. They are turning up and hoping more than anything, and it's been like that for a while. We knew before a ball was kicked it would be a long hard season, and I think they will have enough, just if they keep hold of Rafa Benitez to the end of the season. Transfer window 1920, so the first mega money deal of the transfer window has been completed by Chelsea. The Borussia Dortmund midfielder has joined Chelsea, but will be loaned back to the German club for the remainder of the season. Chelsea will pay £58 million for the United States international, who has scored 3 goals in all competitions so far this term. He obviously joins the illustrious list of United States internationals ply their trade in England. Brian McBride, Brad Friedel, John Harkes, who could forget these guys? Obviously Clint Dempsey is the most successful of the lot, right? The Rafa curse. 1915, Rafael Benitez has won each of his last 4 competitive home games in charge of English clubs against Manchester United, twice with Liverpool, once with Chelsea, and also with Newcastle last season. We are talking facts. Twitter roundup even super worried about Salomon Rondon. I really think he will cause us so many problems. Just hope we can outscore them. Ron, nice to see Juan Mata starting. Marouane Fellaini not in the squad either. Let's see how Antonio Valencia performs tonight. Aldrin, good to see Alexis Sanchez on the bench. Hopefully this kick-starts his Manchester United career properly. Antonio Valencia and Phil Jones, not my favorite players, but in this system they might actually be good. Can't wait. Team News Manchester United 1910. It's a hat-trick of changes for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer following Sunday's win over Bournemouth. The first was expected, with Phil Jones replacing the absent Eric Bailly, who starts his 3-match suspension for that ridiculous red card. Elsewhere, the lesser-spotted Antonio Valencia returns to the starting side and takes the captaincy off Ashley Young, who drops to the bench. Juan Mata starts ahead of Jesse Lingard in midfield. Romelu Lukaku and Alexis Sanchez are among the substitutes and will want to stake a claim for a starting berth. Team News Newcastle 1908. Okay, that's one confirmed change for Rafa Benitez. It's enforced, with defender Federico Fernandez failing to recover from the hip injury which forced him off during the 1-1 draw with Watford. Fabian Schär replaces him. Ole Gunnar win a fourth. 1905, Manchester United were lifeless in defeat to bitter rivals Liverpool on December 17, a 3-1 loss that proved the final straw for the powers that be, with Jose Mourinho swiftly shown the exit door after 2.5 years. Fan favorite Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been parachuted into the hot seat and could scarcely have wished for a better start to life as caretaker manager, having joined Sir Matt Busby and Mourinho as the only managers in United's history to have begun their reign with 3 straight league wins. They have also entertained, netting 12 goals in the process, and head to St James Park looking to continue their 100% record against a Newcastle side that have stuttered recently. The starting's 1900 hours, and here come the lineups. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer welcomes Alexis Sanchez back to the squad. The Chilean is on the bench alongside Romelu Lukaku. Newcastle's Dubravka, Yedlin, Schär, Lascelles, Dummett, Ritchie, Perez, Hayden, Diam, Atsu, Rondon. Subs: Woodman, Lejeune, Manquillo, Shelby, Kennedy, Muto, Joselu. Manchester United's The G, Valencia, Jones, Lindelof, Shaw, Herrera, Matic, Mata, Pogba, Marshall, Rashford. Subs: Romero, Young, Darmian, Fred, Lingard, Sanchez, Lukaku. Elsewhere, 1858, as I said, plenty of action going on elsewhere tonight. The fixtures read: Bournemouth vs Watford, Chelsea vs Southampton, Huddersfield vs Burnley, West Ham vs Brighton, Wolves vs Crystal Palace. They are all scheduled to start at 7:45 p.m. except the clash at the Vitality Stadium, which has been delayed 15 minutes because of a suspected fire that proved not to be a fire. Evening, 1855, I am back to reality. I'm afraid the magic, festive Christmas period has finished, and the brutal reality of normal life has kicked back in. But the Premier League will help soften the blow. We've got 6 fixtures to look forward to this evening, including Southampton's trip to Chelsea and an important relegation 6-pointer between Burnley and Huddersfield. But we'll be focusing on events at St James Park tonight as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer aims to become only the second manager in United's history to win his first 4 league games in charge, emulating Matt Busby in 1946. I'm happy to report that I wasn't alive when that happened, but could we witness history here tonight? Let's get going. Team news and lineups coming up shortly. Stand by. Newcastle vs Manchester United. Federico Fernandez is a doubt with a hip injury, and fellow Magpies defender Ciaran Clark, ankle, has missed the last 3 games. Midfielder Jonjo Shelvey returned from a thigh injury at Watford, but Kai Sung-yueng is on international duty. Central defender Florian Lejeune is close to a return. United's Eric Bailly is banned, having been sent off against Bournemouth. Fellow defender Marcos Rojo has missed recent games, and Chris Smalling has a sore foot which will keep him out. Alexis Sanchez has returned to training and is pushing for his first appearance since November. Last season, Newcastle won, Man United 0. Man United 4. Newcastle won last 5 league matches. Newcastle LWDLD. Man United WLWWW. Top scorers, all competitions: Salomon Rondon, Newcastle, 6. Anthony Martial and Paul Pogba, Man United, 9. Referee, Andre Mariner, West Midlands.